Check 1 2, check 1 2. Just going to post this up into all the things. I like the rain. It's really nice. It's a good sound. Another night of Castlevania. This is going to be some good stuff. So, welcome, welcome. My name is Super Professor. It is nice to see you. Nice to see some of you here tonight. Trying out a very bright red shirt to contrast my high greens that are going on when I work with this green screen here to broadcast some Symphony of the Night, Castlevania. This is the emulation version of it. We're not going to play any Rondo Blood, I don't think, tonight. But we will get through some Symphony for sure. Just give people a few moments to arrive. Amazing. Hello, hello. Just giving people a few moments to arrive before I get underway with this. Some Symphony of the Night. It is time to play the best platforming Metroidvania-inspired game of all time. I thought I would wear some red, sort of. Play up that, along with what I'm calling my dollar store Timothy Oliphant style hair that's starting, like it's just sort of buffering out. I just have to look a little bit more manic and like maybe I'm married to a zombie, I'm not sure, or something to that effect. Or just do phone messages or cameos. Hello. It's they meant to be here. They meant to let you know how much they cared, but instead they sent me on stream to say something, so. Alright, why don't we get going with these. So if you have not played it, this is a PlayStation 1 classic, 1997. It might be by far one of the best platforming games with some RPG elements, mostly just weapons and certain skills and other things, but it's absolutely amazing, to the point where there are new like Kickstarter versions that have started that sort of really bring out inspired similar style games. I'm trying to remember that new one. Let me just bring it up that they developed on Kickstarter. That's Koji Igarashi-san is the one who put it together, and he's got a wonderful new version of some of this stuff with some of the best stuff that PlayStation has to offer. So let's just get playing the hell out of this and see how this goes. Press options button. So normally we would have a save disc that would be a physical disc we could plug in and bring to our friends' houses to play on their PlayStations. But alas, we're going to have to start a new file. There is no tip for using skills here. There is no secret. I'm just gonna put my name in here. I have decided that is my name. Journey back to 1792 in the Transylvanian countryside of Romania. Early live video. Well, that might not actually be live. That might be computer generated, but oh man, I'm so excited. This is going to be so much fun. This game. Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. That is the new game that he developed recently on Kickstarter. It's very much inspired by this whole genre. Metroidvania, so inspired because there's routes and zones to go through the castle to make everything work. Oh, and the Dark Priest in this is named Shaft. Shut your mouth, Shaft. Oh, but we have to start, as all these games do, at the end of a previous Castlevania encounter. Playing as Richter Belmont. Look at that scaling. Look at that amazing scaling effect. So that's really dated, but ooh, there's a button up here. Come on. I feel like the emulation is, just like when we played Parappa, is going to have some possible issues, but I can just loop that and get the hearts. A Dark Shield, a Baudelaire, a Moonrod. Sunglasses, Portrait of Sire. The thing I love about this game is the like late 90s electro pop rock and roll. Get ready for some voice acting.
Dracula, die now and leave this world. You'll never belong here.
Oh, but this world invited me. Your own kind called me forth with praise and tribute.
Tribute? You're a thief. You steal men's souls, their freedom.
Freedom is always sacrificed to faith, good hunter. Or are you truly here by choice?
All I'm here for is you. To hell with your heresy! You're nothing but a blight on mankind.
It's iconic.
Mankind.
This is the game. This is the
A
game.
cesspit of hatred and lies.
How about you?
And die for their sins.
I think they redid the voiceover for this emulation. I don't know that. No, I think this is a much better. They keep No! That totally should have worked. So I'm totally gonna die here. But you'll notice the way that, like, some of the weaponry and all of that is so beautifully rendered in comparison. I mean, I do love playing on the Castlevania stage in Super Smash Bros. Like, so much. I tell you, when the pandemic happened, I taught my kid Super Smash, and we played that all the time, even though he's like 3, you know, that was our thing, so. This is very slow. This is because I'm not playing it the way I should. 'Cause I can't remember if something happens if I don't die here. Here we go. Richter.
I'll lend you my strength.
Essence of anime heroes. Yeah, they've redone this a little bit. It looks just polished up just enough. So I don't think I can take damage now. Come on. Enough of this. Oh yeah. The world is over. This is what Mephisto will look like.
Not this time.
What, it was a photograph?
Count Dracula had risen with the aid of the Dark Priest Shaft.
Shaft.
To menace humanity once again. The legendary vampire hunter, Richter Belmont, stood against him and at last brought him down. However, 4 years later, on a glaring full moon night, Richter mysteriously vanished. Maria Renard set out to find
Yes, mod privileges there, Kish.
where to begin.
Since you are here frequently, so not that there'll be much to mod.
Castlevania, the Castle of Dracula, rumored to appear once every century, suddenly materialized from the mist, as if to show her the way. Meanwhile, powerful forces struggled for the soul of a man named Alucard. He who had once fought alongside Trevor Belmont against his own immortal father, Count Dracula himself. To purge the world of his own cursed bloodline, Alucard had submerged his vampiric powers and fallen into what was meant to be eternal slumber. But now, he awakens to
I love how the
battles of evil
voice got away from it.
for the innocent. The eternal battle of good and evil has come full circle once more. Dracula's castle beckons for you. And no man can say who will emerge victorious.
Oh man, I'm so excited. So now if you press buttons, you can shift the load screens. The load screens are going to be non-existent in this emulation. Once again, outside the castle, preparing to make our way in. That multi-layered effect, though, is just so staggeringly beautiful. And you might be saying, where is our whip? Well, we are Alucard, son of Dracula. It is the word Dracula spelled backwards. Coming to face our father, or face Richter, who's taken over from our father. So it's almost like a weird opposite worlds episode where like the bad guy is the good guy, but starting with our wonderful sort of zombies in the front entry hall. Now we level up. We have HP, MP, hearts, we have relics, we have a whole system of skill sets that we're going to use. But trust me, you can play them, but as long as you just keep leveling up, you're generally going to be fine. So Fishman, once again, early entry in. But I mean, showcasing what the PlayStation 1 could do, with some of that. And probably our first encounter with being unable to enter a certain place. So we'll have to come back here through that locked door eventually. This is the Metroidvania essence. This idea that the whole map is there. There's a early image of our map. We're going to slowly trace it out. Very Hollow Knight styles. Pot roast. Ye old Metrovania backtracking. Oh yeah. I could listen to this on repeat. In fact, I promise during office hours, if you visit me in person, to have this playing in my office as our backtrack to like making the greatest leaps of theatrical research and archives knowledge possible. Hello, Oren. Yes, this is wall chicken. Wall chicken's the best. I've been calling it wall turkey for my kid because it looks like a turkey leg. Oh, here we go. Shaft. Or death first. Death.
What is your business here?
I've come to put an end to this.
Ever the insolent boy. But there will be no games here. If you will not behave, be gone.
I will do neither. Step aside, old man.
Ooh, shade.
Very well. But I shall see you very soon.
And now it's like a thriller video where all I have is my punch and my bad attitude. So Death steals their stuff, as Death does. And we didn't even get to play like Twister or like Clue with Death, just like Bill and Ted, you know? You know, I think sometime I'll have friends over for dinner and I'll say that we're having wall chicken and see how it goes over. Ooh, a short sword. And I mean, I think this is something that freaked people out, this idea of like using a full system of all this stuff. Potion pot, it's pot roast. Well, this is the emulation. So they've redone all the dialogue and redone some of the graphics a little bit. So yes, here another block. So this wouldn't have been the original. The original lines were far more stagnant and like overly dramatic. Like, I think Dracula always said "have at you." Instead, here he's like, "I challenge you." So I'm not sure who the new voiceover actor is. Although I was watching some of BlizzCon, and seeing the guy who does Reinhardt is amazing because that guy does not look at all like what you expect. So these are our save points. We can save the game and restore all our health by having a brief vampire rest, as one does. I'm sure they did. What do you serve with wall chicken, though? Mushrooms and all the things you can collect in this game? Man, this red rust is so two-handedly slow. So. Oh, our first, the Cube of Zoe. Or Zoe. Causes items to materialize. You know, you can't spell Friday without gin. Hey, you can't spell Monday without gin. I didn't see the Metallica thing. What happened? Oh, so I love this. I love the CD symbol because this would be a load zone where it would be loading things up. Alchemy Laboratory. I didn't watch it live because with the kid it's been just sort of... Man, this sword is so slow. But I really appreciate that, like this idea that there's a skill set to different leveled areas. I don't think I can... Oh, I've got to... Of course, as they do. I've tried to use stuff and it's been a bad situation, so you do have to watch that. I mean, I think I should just keep the short sword. It's technically pretty powerful. Yes, I have to get really close, but. Much better. No, that's what that one is. Leather shield. I don't know about you, but in games like this, I don't block. It's just, it's too much. Come on, what was that? I got a sword of some kind. Exactly. So I haven't seen the new Mortal Kombat trailer, but someone replaced the audio with the original game music. And it looks far more amazing, so. Oh, it's up there. It's one of my, it's like a knife that I've got. That's what it is. A tossable dagger. Oh man, my jumps feel so slow. Resist thunder. I wish there were drinks at bars called things like resist flame and resist thunder. I think that would be so much more amazing. I'd like a resist stone, please. I'd like an elixir. Well, basic puzzle solving like this, which... Okay, they do. Well, there's one bar I went to, an Ottawa gaming bar, where they had a D20. You bought a shot, it was a D20 shot, and you had to roll dice, and you had different options based on your roll. Perfect 20 got you a second roll, which was my favorite. But some of them were gross. No, I'll just walk around with my shield for a bit. They have a D20 shot, yeah, I rolled tough. Yeah, it's all the like, oh, the really gross options that can occur, but I don't need to move this for that. Now you're shot bros with the same rolls. Man, I miss going to places. Like, even just, you know... That's a nice perk. I am poisoned. There we go. So, overwrite data? That was never there before. You just overwrote no matter what. Data saved. But my condition is not saved. I'm still poisoned. I need to fix this status. The thing I like about this is that you can explore at your own leisure, so you don't have to... Yes, there's a progression system to what you should do, but you're not going to be penalized for going to the places you want to go. You might face enemies that are too difficult, or magically sealed doors. Physics, whatever. As long as it has that satisfying sound effect. Oh, here we go. Oh, this guy. Which is why I have the axe, yeah. Oh. See, and I just criticized blocking, and that just happened. I have not watched animated Castlevania. I want to, but I have not. There we go. Oh, no, that's one of... it looked like both of them. There we go. Axe is so go. Yeah. I mean, eventually I'm going to come back here and jump up all the way to that far side where I can't really go right now. See, I hate the compulsion, though, to want to go back and save. I'm sure you understand, like, you know. I will watch it at some point. Right now, I'm trying to get through all of the Goldbergs, just because we got Crave and we can finally watch it, and I always liked it, but there was tons of 80s stuff I just needed more time to see and get through. I love when you see a room and you're like, I have to come back for this room. There we go. I remember there was an old Nintendo cartoon with Mario, Mega Man, I think Kid Icarus, and Simon Belmont was one of the characters. And I always thought that was super cool, because for all the things our parents have done well or poorly, the first game my dad ever bought me was the original Castlevania game for NES in 1987 when I was 8. Of course, I'd had a working ColecoVision, and let's be honest, I was actually 7. I'm one of those kids who was born, do I want this? Okay, Oren, because like this shit is good. Do you see that? I don't know what I want. I'm gonna stick with this weird zirconium, this like Oliver Jewelry style, like, you know. Like, look at that. Look at that. Of course, I need to aim better. Well, and that's the thing. This game tends to drop things that matter in certain zones, except for... What was it last night when we played Castlevania 1? When I thought the clock would work on the mummies, so I saved the stopwatch, got to the mummies, and it doesn't work on the mummies. Because I guess they know in playtesting that's what people are going to try and do. CD load time. You know, which felt really... I felt really slighted by that. No. So it's pretty strong. So I got a special delivery today. Is there an echo? Is it picking up my headset? Is that improved? Maybe we should blame your internets. It's possible. It might be picking up the music in here into the game, which is also feeding in. Which might, if I turn it down a little bit, might improve. It's okay. I'm going to make the same joke I made last night in Castlevania, the Game Boy Adventure. The room with four candles. I mean, the fourth night of Hanukkah is when it really gets going. Like, trust me, this is the night of nights. But yeah, something showed up today, Oren, which is pretty damn exciting. I don't think it's bad. Oh yes, mutant table. It did show up. It's the heaviest box that's ever been brought into my house, so. The first of many PC systems, so. Why does my eye look lazy? Maybe I'm just tired. I'm probably just tired. I have meetings all morning tomorrow. All day tomorrow. Like, the kid gets back to school and people are like, you're free for meetings. So I'm not even unboxing it, Oren, just because I need to give myself a day or two, or I'm going to just, like, completely... the other 4 nights of Hanukkah. There we go. 8 crazy nights in this castle. And I get it, like, my calendar is shared, so everyone knows when we work and when we don't. So people can easily sort of sneak in to check it out.
Are you human? What are you doing here?
I've come to destroy this castle.
Likewise. I'm Maria. And you are?
Alucard.
Well, if you're a better swordsman than a speaker, perhaps I'll see you again. Farewell.
So I remember this room. There's something with this clock, and we have to reorganize things at different times to open up the floor below me. I do love the, like, Swiss timekeeper sort of thing that's going on with, this is going to be better. Two-handed. I'm going to stick with my short sword for now. I always wondered if rooms like that were just holding points for load time, you know. Nope. 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 I don't. I want to stick with this thing. Or do I want this spell book? I don't know. I hate this feeling. Okay, we're gonna go with the spell book for that. Who fights a table, honestly? Like, Yeah, that's a pretty nice, you know, AoE control here. Oh, this zone. Look at the eyeball. You see the eyeball way in the back? Love it. Love it. It's there. Whatever this is, this like Chimera Lich thing. Lamia, I forget that's what that might be called. Uses the seductive body of the woman, but it's a monster underneath. I fought the table and the table won. By the way, Oren, regarding that drop-off of equipment, I've been super busy, so I don't know if it's going to happen before folks from the Scarborough are making it to the Guelph. So I will do my best and follow up, but I'm just waiting for things to cool down a bit since this full return to work. Just let them know I'll be in touch. It'll get there somehow. I'm just not sure if it's going to be this route or a different route. So. Oh, stone. Shake myself out of the stone. At least it doesn't damage me. Except these seed pot things are ridiculous. The choices. But I wonder if these spawns remain. I can't remember if like... Can't jump up there yet. Yes, it is a flying Bible. It creates this like protective zone around you for AoE damage, basically. But I mean, I'm getting all these axe options and I keep wondering if I should take them. It's like the game is suddenly saying like, you're not powerful or good enough at this, so we have this axe in case you want this axe. I think tonight is show up at my stream and become a mod. I think that's just how it goes. The power. I keep accidentally setting it off though, but... Okay, here we go. Oh, I have to fight myself. So yeah, I'm glad I kept this Bible. You need to have more mod powers for more streamers and things. I have defeated my doppelganger. So yeah, that was much better than Axe to have that Bible. The Zircon thing would have been great too, but Sword of Ancient Rome. It's just a pretty ring. It just makes me look pretty. Let's be fancy. I do like this frame that they've offered for, you know, with the gargoyles inside and the drama masks up at the top. So I found a new game, a new horror game that just recently came out. Yeah, very, very professionally friendly. Yes, good proscenium effect. That's not open yet. I need to be missed or something to get to that. That looks ridiculously terrifying because it incorporates live action motion capture or like green screen work with computerized levels, very a la Myst, and sort of exploring this old hotel at dark of night. I don't know if you've heard of it, but oh, the long library. I remember these guys from Castlevania 3, which we played last night with the heads that bounce. I'm a little bit underpowered for this. Welcome, welcome. We are just playing through some Symphony of the Night tonight. Just enter the library. I need to find the librarian because he sells things. Yeah, these guys are yeah, like I mean, I can play it, and I got through Alien Isolation, and the Xenomorph is like a childhood fear thing for me. And especially one as opposed to many, but you know, like... But it's worrisome, and it's worth bronze cures. Okay. It's not a very ingenious game. Like, it's fairly... Oh, that took a little bit less damage. I need them levels to go up. I need to really level up here, and I need to find a save point. I need to backtrack. I can't lose this progress. Uncurse. That's what I needed originally. It's like I've got the Book of Mormon and I just spin it around myself. Sorry, turn what off like a light switch? There we go. I don't remember what I was saying. Oh, VR horror. Turn that off, yes. Like a light switch, yes. That is completely true. It's just, there's something experiential about it, though, that I love persisting. Alright. That's both VR horror and Mormonism. Well, I mean, there's something, I don't mind quitting at, like, checkpoints or save point, or, like, chapter points, but, like, I feel like I deserve to play through the sequence, you know, and not truly skip out on what they're intending. Exactly. And I mean, at a certain point, I just get over it and I deal with it. Ooh, look at them. Look at the ectoplasmic goo. Cursed! Oh, so the Bible, the Book of Mormon here, we're just going to call it that from now on, is even more powerful against these guys because they are like the embodiment of ectoplasmic. Do I have to literally? I have to go here and use it. Okay, that was weird. Put this back. But that's good to know that powerfully inspired faith-based items are very powerful. Hello, book. Hello, three-dimensional object of book. Don't ever do this in an actual library. I like that the words fall out. The letters. They are ridiculously wild. And I think they've been moderately improved for this version as an emulation. They were always there, but I think they've just been cleaned up ever so slightly on their edges, which is fine. Oh, I need that. What is that? Pentagram. Tell me I made it to the store.
It's been a long time, old one.
Why, it's Master Alucard.
It's Willie Nelson.
Have we?
I need your help.
Oh, but young Master, I could never betray the good Count.
You won't go unrewarded.
Really? In that case, just tell me what you need.
Let's have a look. It's very Resident Evil 4. Buy something.
How about this? How about this? How about this?
Jewel of Open. That's very good. What is that? Does the library card bring me back to the library? I love that they have Joseph's cloak, and you can select color because it's the Technicolor Dream Cloak, you know. Castle map. I go to the Toronto Library every third day with my kid. I pre-order everything. It's a constant rotation of books. I love the library. Don't get me wrong, but I think we're gonna go for this jewel, and I think we just have to buy a library card.
Thank you.
Oh, you need your familiar to unpetrify you, so. I'll buy one of those for now. But at least it makes the money collected a little bit more useful. Like, I always hate in the original Castlevania trilogy for NES where you're like, it's just basically money there for points, but no utility beyond the points. For NES, NES, whatever, I don't know. I never know how to say all the acronyms. I should say NES because that's what I always said as a kid. I really miss going to work. I really miss it. Like, for the first time in a year, it's really starting to hit me. The fall was this, like, weird alt experience, and I was fine with that, but it's really... Ooh, those books are terrible. Oh, I have to turn things. No, I can turn more of those on. Displays enemy's name. That's what it is. Yeah, I just want to be back. I just want to go back. And I'm very happy at home. We're safe. We're fine. It's just more like there's certain things that function differently at work, and like, you know, particularly in a theater environment, you know. Oh, basic map. Good. Yeah, so we're basically set here. Oh, while cursed, I can't use the book. And I can't attack. I'm assuming curses wear off. He just called down lightning. He was just like, yeah. Okay, whatever. The curse is lifted. Okay, sometimes my controller sticks a bit. Spear guard. This is like the whole cast of everything that's rifleman, bone musket. I think they know you're gonna get the fairy scroll and you want to know what everything's called. Oh, the essence, the wolf. I need that so bad, but I gotta come back for it. Save point? Nope. Ooh, teleporter. My first teleporter. I don't know if it takes me anywhere, though. Because I have no other teleporter, so I think I just stay here. No, I'm here now. That's great. And I can use that save point. Hearts backs up. Zombie, bloody zombie. Alright, I'm going to take a 5-minute break, run upstairs, refresh my soda from my soda stream, and I'll be right back in just a moment. I will leave it on, though. See you in 5. Sorry there, cat. Cat doing things. If you have been in my past classes or streams, you know the cat. The cat is always around. So, all right. Trying to figure out where we want to go. I think I want to go up top. Yes, and I put the cat's like stick that he chases on this thing, and now he's like convinced he can get it. Oh, Medusa head. I'm suddenly not going to be okay. I don't think I can go up there yet. I think we're going back. So welcome. My name is Super Professor. I am a assistant professor of theater and English at the University of Guelph, and I teach theater and video games and look at a lot of ways we play and perform, interact with games. Some of you are my students, some of you are my just friends or fans who are here to watch as we play through variety of Castlevania titles over the last few nights. Last night was Castlevania 1, 3, some Kid Dracula, a little bit of Castlevania for Game Boy, the Castlevania Adventure, which was pretty cool. Alright, so instead, I can't remember if that door was unlocked. I guess I could try and go left, top left. Those guys are supremely bloody. Like, it's not even close. I like the green goo that came out there. A lot of the map is about, like, jumps, too. Like, you can't make it up certain jumps. Oh, but this is what I have to do. Oh, there's this door, which I haven't gone to yet, which is a save point, which is fine. I think I need to knock the red skeleton onto the switch. But I still don't know how I'm going to do that safely. I'll walk back, come on. Okay, I need you to be dealt with. Maybe he can see me, I don't know. I need more time than that game. There we go. And of course I need to hit that cannon to make it like work, but I got something for it. What is a basilard? Nope. Oh, it should hurt him. It should totally hurt that guy. Oh, keep in the book. Sorry, I realize this is really unengaging television as I'm just sort of trying to get to a point that I want to get to, but... television. It's not television. It is just streaming. So I pre-ordered a book from the library for myself this time when I took my son. 18th century plays. A lot of plays I don't know and haven't heard of. Just a random old collection. It's from the North York Public Library from the 50s. Oh, I can open that now. That's what I got. Nope. I don't want you. Holy water, go away.
Alucard, wasn't it? We meet again.
So it seems.
As friendly as ever, I see. It's strange. This castle's different than I remember it.
This castle is a creature of chaos. With each rebirth, it takes a new form.
And here I thought my mind was playing tricks. Well, there's nothing for it. Till we meet again.
What engaging conversation. If you had told me when I first played this that I'd eventually be playing it for work, like, and not streaming work, but just like, oh, that hurt. There's some Christianity for you. That echo, though, on the music. See, utility in a lot of ways. Now they're all back. I meant to just go check this. Don't think an aquamarine's going to help me much except to sell it. But Atkins look pretty. It's very peaceful. I'm hoping this is the last one. Really? Shouldn't he be an angle guard? Like, I don't get why he's a corner guard. Oh, this guy means business. Yeah. I don't know if I can jump over this thing. I can. But then the corner... I guess he can't come down at all, but... I forgot that this was an expensive... I'm worried I'm just going to die here. Hey, Taco. Good to see you, Taco Suzu. This is going to be bad. This sword is going to just demolish me if I go into that. That's a really cool room, though. I like that I don't have to engage the boss. Goggles. What did the goggles do? Comfortable eye protection. Can I just walk through the room, though? I can. This is the room with the really cool music. I like that. Okay. Night shield. I'm hoping there's going to be a health point on the other side if I go up without taking this guy on. And I guess, yeah, he's not technically a boss. If it was a boss fight, they'd lock me in for sure. This is not good. I'm not going to confessional because no, they're good. The priest comes out and he stabs you. I recall this. There's a spot up here that might have a save point. That was unfortunate. I should have used that pot roast. Snake! 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 I don't know where my save's at. Okay, the chapel. That's not too far. I will show you the creepy priest guy, but I can do that again fairly quickly, I think. What's animated in those trees? There's something animated out there. I gotta remember, since it's like, you know, there are zones I'm not strong enough to technically face the enemies in yet. And this is just on the cusp. Like, I can do it. It's just being a bit more cautious. Yep, and there's no cooldown on that. Yeah, and I know I have angled hits, but like the angles feel weird on this. Not that the PlayStation controller was that different for PS1, but it just. Oh, come on. There we go. I love when gamers get impatient and they're just like, I'm going to play a little more callously to get this. Our favorite. Oh, I could actually damage it. Oh, that was not good. Oh man. Okay, I'll reload that again. I'm playing like a fool. That was. I'm very out of practice for this one. And I was originally going to be like, you know what? This should be my first full playthrough for the class. I should play this whole thing over many weeks, you know. Maybe. But unless I got a case of the old man just catching up with me. I love the way I physically manifest the jumps. Like, you can see my body tense and move like I'm literally going to will the controller to do it. Right. I'm not sure. Lean to steer is a classic move, you know. But I mean, to me, that's one of the ways in which like an actor has to move their body to play a character. And for those of us who are interested in theater and performance, like our bodies manifest the emotion. And it's not like, I'm gonna try jump at both. You know, like there is a physicality because we are enacting this. Like we are playing out a card doing this. Just come down here. See, that was a mistake. I didn't intend to do that. But... let's get them goggles. I don't think I can jump as far as I need to for this. Let's reset the puppet sword. Yeah, like, I mean, it's just this idea that, like, I'm really interested as a professor who's interested in theater and video games. I think about the ways in which an athlete has to play the play physically, like has to do the action, like score the goal, pass the ball, whatever you have to do, swim, all of those things. The same thing applies in theater, in which you have to perform and use your body to enact it. And although there is a lot of media and other games connected to what we're doing, there's a physicality to what we're doing, and it's a different type. Like the heart rate, the pressure, the mindset, the focus, those are all things that seem both athletic and theatrical all at the same time. These are all things we rehearse and practice and learn to do and learn to embody. And I'm not talking like cosplay, but I'm talking just the way in which we have to literally change our way of thinking to, you know, when you haven't played a game for a long time, it's like picking up an old instrument. It's like, do I remember how to play this? Sort of like learning a role again, you know? I don't need to go see this guy, but... and he's going to do this to me again. So, in case you are new, yes, I'm a professor of theater studies at the University of Guelph, and I teach theater and video games and talk a lot about the narrative and performance aspects of the games we play. Okay, I'm gonna go find this save. It's right there, okay. It's gotta be a save. No. Where's the save here? I have no idea. Okay, yeah. That's true, you know, like... wow, look at that sky. That's what's happening behind. The sky is fully rendered behind the trees regardless of where we are, so that's what's doing it. Yeah, Orient Celeste, I haven't actually played a lot of that. I've seen some of it, but I should play more. Silly crows. Don't worry, I will use my pot roast if I have to. Those things are terrifying. Ah, oh, come on. I don't like this either. Okay, good. That gives me a full refresh. Fine. Now let's not waste it. Yeah, the Hollow Knight does that for sure. Absolutely. You know, it's basically you know, a game that's built off the same kind of experience that this kind of game is, which is wonderful. And yeah, the new Hollow Knight looks amazing. Sorry, got distracted by my cat, and my TV just disappeared. Where did my TV signal go? Sorry, I'm playing on an old monitor. It just disappeared. Okay, there. Thank you, pause option. Maybe the save point's coming up. I don't know what the hand does, but I don't know if I want the hand right now. I'm certainly more armored now against these winged guards. Oh, my dog has come to visit. I don't know, let's give it a go. The Hippogriff. I have a feeling this is a two-stage bad guy, but this boss will not be simply defeated after one. Yeah, I don't feel quite powerful enough to be in this zone yet. And there we go.
You look like you're doing well for yourself.
And you didn't come here to flatter me.
True. Do you know the name Richter Belmont?
Belmont? Of course. Why?
He disappeared
That's
about
awesome.
a year ago.
That's awesome.
I'm sure he's here now.
Thank you.
If
Got
you
it.
see him,
Yeah.
please let me know.
As you wish, my lady.
A gentleman after all. Thank you.
As Mei Ling would say, Snake, the wise man knows he has to use the things that are before him. Don't save your items. Just use them to make sure you don't die. There we go. That's what I've been waiting for. I think I should get across this other way to the other side. I don't know what percentage I'm at, but rapier? Cutlass? Let's see how that... Yeah, that's nice. Oh, yes. Forgot to wear my rings and look fancy. Sorry, what? What are you sorry about? Neutron Bomb? Oh, yeah. Damages all enemies. Yes, I guess I have a Neutron Bomb. I'll be doing the Neutron dance later when I bomb them. I guess the shield does have some uses. So, this is where Richter is the Jimmy Neutron dance. I was thinking more of the Pointer Sisters, but that would be either Neutron is a fine option. That is such a good power, especially in a contained space. I'm gonna switch it up. We're running out of neutronium. I don't think I can even go up there yet, though. Up above us is the end of the game. That's where Richter is. It's the same graphics we saw when we encountered him at the beginning of the prequel level that gets us here. But I'm doubtful we can even go up there. Let's just see a save point. No, why would it load a CD for that? Yes, good. That's what we need. Now we have 3 transporters between all these spots, which is good. You know, Beverly Hills Cop, the Neutron dance. I'm just burning, doing the Neutron dance. It's okay. I was not actually born. Well, I'm. My wife jokingly says she thinks she's married to Adam Goldberg because I'm basically born in like the last 3 months of the 70s and completely an 80s fool. And I wasn't as young as. These guys are really annoying. I mean, I was younger than him, so you know, if the Goldbergs was my life, it wouldn't have exactly occurred like that for me. Come on. The leap stone. Frigging leap stone. Where can double jump? Turquoise. But see, like, this double jump changes everything. And I know I could just get this guy, but that castle clock, though, is the detail. Tierfing. I think it's a two-handed sword. I don't think I can use it. Curse Star. Yeah, we're not using that. But I don't think I can actually go up here yet because I need a familiar or someone. Yeah. Maybe I could sell Tierfing for a lot. I guess I could go back and do that, but I don't want to go back there. But see, it's leading me to this one down in the bottom left, because now I can do this double jump and just get through it. Okay, I'll do this next set, and that might be it for tonight, because it's technically I run this stream like a tutorial, so power up backtracking, absolutely. I wasn't born yesterday, I know how Metroidvania works. I wish I could see my map while this is happening. But man, that double jump, you know, once you have it. How do I get over there? I don't know if I can double jump that. I think I gotta go to the other one, but... Unless I go after what Death left us. Yep. If I go explore down below... I like those zombies because they're just green flesh. It's not like they're trying to like still look human, they're just these weird green tentacle zombies. Where are all the wargs? There were wargs here before. No, I don't think I can do this either because I think that's blocked. Yeah, it's fully blocked. No, I can't go there. So many of these jerks. Oh, come on. There's no save over there, so I'm just going to save and go over to that far right side. I always love when, like, you get the rare loot drops from one of those randos, like some weird item that shouldn't manifest at this point in the game, but... So there's a horse, two guys with, tridents, and some weird snake things. I am stronger now, so maybe I can survive this part. Well, I couldn't one-shot the Medusa heads before, the blue ones. So this feels right. Probably a save point. Yes, I'll take Book of Mormon always. I'm addicted to the saves. I'm addicted. It's like the doorways in Resident Evil 2, which had to load everything. They're always so... Oh, that looks devastating. Hello, what kind of lord are you? I'm Skull Lord. This hard rock version. No, I don't want that. I'm just gonna leave the Skull Lord for now. And the part of me that needs to complete the map. It's a big part. You need to fill in all the gaps. So if you are new to the channel and want to throw me a follow at Rezo Professor, R-E-Z-O Professor, on Twitter, always appreciated. I have my academic account as well, which... Because I am an actual professor, yes. Oh, I want that stuff and I can't get it. At the University of Guelph, where I teach English and Theater Studies. All the backtracking now. And I'm currently teaching a theater and video games course for our undergrads, where we are playing games like this. And my tutorials are Monday night, where I play through the games we just don't have time to talk about in class. This week was multi-decade franchises. That's weird. It does a weird thing with my ability to double jump this emulator. Take that, Skull Lord. No! No! Ugh! you just feel that. You just feel that. Like, and there's one of those physically manifest sort of points. All this backtracking for that one bounce. This is time in my life that I've had to do this before, and I never get this time back. So why did the yellow ones turn me to stone if those ones don't? Oh, I did not want the dagger. No, I can go through there if I turn to mist. The rockness, the rock operaness of this is just beautiful. Ugh. Yeah, I'm not that ridiculous. I will still use a potion. Oh, I have a Morning Star. And that's where it ends tonight. Thanks for following, everyone. I'm going to try play this again another night. Do some leveling up, some power-up backtracking. Thank you for joining me. I'm Super Professor. As I mentioned, give me a follow here on the Twitch channel or on Twitter, and go check out some of my fellow gamers in Team Resolute, playing Destiny and a whole bunch of other games, Destiny 2, other things. Who knows what people are playing these days. But all my love, thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you soon. Bye.